Hey, I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Hope you guys can hear me. It's really gusty out here in the deserts of New Mexico, and a chilly 68. 68 is not normally chilly, or maybe it is. It's chilly right now, but really having a good time rolling across the country, and wanted to take some time to do this video. And I woke up last night. I got all kinds of text messages in, and I woke up to some kind of startling kind of news. Startling, I guess it's not really startling anymore. We get this news every few days or few months, it seems, and it makes me wonder about the topic of today's video, which I call our one percenters destroying MC culture as we know it today. So, of course, when you do a video like this, it's always going to be controversial, and people are going to have a lot to say. This is just my 2 cents, and that's all it is, my 2 cents. So, go back to a little history. When I first started in the motorcycle club world, there was no such thing as a blessing, per se, that your club would go and get a blessing to start. In my day, we were crotch rocket clubs. We rode fast bikes, and the other side, they rode Harleys. So the train did not really mix so much. They could give a damn less about us. We certainly could care less about them. So as times change, politics change, protocol changes, and more, the two sides began to mix. And I remember I was originally told about blessings that crotch rocket clubs caused so much trouble on the set that it made it look bad for the other side, who had pretty much established themselves and weren't doing dumb things to bring attention to themselves. So I wholeheartedly accepted that. They're not doing dumb things to bring attention to themselves, and so they need to police the set and police those of us who are. And I was all on board for that. And I can remember in Atlanta, it was one man who really got the council going that eventually wound up regulating the black biker set. One man with a laptop. He would come and sit in the clubhouse, and he would look at all the 99%er club websites, and we gave them every single bit of the information they needed to monitor us off of our websites, where we talked about how big our clubs were and how many chapters we had and the names of our presidents and the phone numbers, because that's just kind of what we did in the pre-social media days and the early days of Facebooks and motorcycle clubs getting their own channels and YouTube channels and stuff. And I'll never forget watching this gentleman come in and write down the names of all the clubs and get all the names of all the presidents. And one day they called a big meeting of all the 99%ers who came walking in like sheep to the slaughter. And the next thing you know, everybody in Georgia was regulated. That happened in 2009. I saw it from beginning to end. And the protocol kind of changed. Now you needed this formalized kind of blessing. Used to be you would just go to a 1%er club, local dominant, and say, hey, we're the such and such club. We're thinking about starting here. We wanted to come, pay our respects, and let you know we'd be starting up. That's all it was. That's it. None of the stuff we see today, well, you got to wear a t-shirt for a year, and you have to wear such and such support patch, and you're going to have to, you can't make any money off the set for 3 years, and just all kinds of madness. Well, I never really hear me complain about it because politics are politics. Politics change. But here, we hear on the news again, yet another shootout between what the news media calls, before they've even done an investigation, outlaw motorcycle gangs. 1 person dead, 3 people shot, another person in critical condition, another one in Texas. And I have to ask myself, do these guys understand what's going on with our culture? Do they not get to see can't believe I forgot to turn off that thing that interrupts you. Got a phone call, man. Sorry about that. But I wonder if these guys don't see what's going on with the culture. Like, do they not understand that fight stuff has to go away? This violence, this very public spectacles of violence, newsprint and media and television, as a larger-than-life Wild West attitude of cowboys or thugs or gangsters or mobsters slugging it out in public places, are 1%ers destroying motorcycle culture as we know it today. It's after where you can't even go someplace in your cut. 2 or 3 people of certain kinds of clubs get together, and they go to prison. They take away folks' businesses. They've identified certain businesses that certain motorcycle club members cannot be in. Can't be in a tattoo business, or these businesses, I guess they figure, are businesses that motorcycle clubs thrive in. They're taking away your money. You're in the United States of... Boy, you are living in the twilight zone. The government has no problem taking away your liberties. I'll never forget, down in that Hurricane Katrina, when the government decided that the local law enforcement officials decided that they needed to disarm the citizens. There was a disaster going on, and we couldn't be smart enough to have our own damn guns. There was too many thugs and criminals running around with guns, so they were going to disarm everybody, and disarmed the citizens. I'll never forget, and you can look this up on the internet. There's an old lady, about 70, standing in her kitchen with her apron on, and a sheriff comes in and says, "Man, we're checking for guns. Do you have any guns?" And she said, "Well, I just have the one here in my apron." And then the sheriff attacked her, slung her to the ground, manhandled her, took her gun away. Just for her own safety, he beat the shit out of her. I guess that was okay. So if you don't think they'll take away your First Amendment right, your right to a freedom of association, your right to wear your patch, if you don't think they'll take that away, if you don't think they'll destroy everything we got going on, just go look at those Hurricane Katrina tapes. Ask anybody who had their family heirloom guns taken away for several years and had them returned as rust buckets, guns from the 1800s. Ask that old lady who got her ass kicked. It's right on YouTube to see. It's amazing. If he'd have whooped my grandma's ass like that, they'd have had a bigger problem than armed citizens in Louisiana. I don't know what these guys want. I don't know what they think they're going to accomplish. It's destroying, in my opinion, motorcycle culture. And there's so many different ways to do that. I mean, there's a big desert out here. I'm in probably one of the biggest deserts in the United States. You could just really go out to the middle of the desert, have your fight, bury the bodies, and no one would ever know about it, and it wouldn't make the news. And the government has plenty of reason to fear organized motorcycle clubs. And it says it. The Department of Justice said it in its 2015, 2017, 2013 surveys. They're online. You can go read them. Motorcycle gangs are feared for these reasons. And they consider us all gangs, by the way. I'm not just talking about anybody with a patch on their back is a gang, if you ask some of these folks. One thing they say is we're organized. We have leadership and command structure. So just taking out the leader doesn't... A lot of times you chop off the head of the snake, the body dies. Chop off the head of these snakes. There's an organizational flow chart. Folks know who's next. There's training. System of training so that members are indoctrinated, and like boot camp, as prospects that are broken down to their very last compound and rebuilt as members of an elite organization, just like the military. There's communications. There's armed units. Most of these guys are militarily trained. They know military tactics and communications, and they know about explosives and nuclear weapons. They've been on submarines, and they've been in Iraq and Iran. These are ready little forces, little groups, that when you have a government that wants to stamp out people's freedoms and want to take people's guns and stuff, they worry about splinter groups like motorcycle clubs. We've been on the target list for a long time. Just go look at the Department of Justice reports. They also say that we're good at public relations. We manage public relations. They say that. We do things to make ourselves like Robin Hoods, giving away toys for tots and so forth and so on. So they have plenty of reason to fear us and plenty of reason to stamp us out. And then here we go, handing it to them on a silver platter. It's not like they have to be surreptitious about it. they can convince the good citizens that they have something to fear by the cavalier way in which it was just like in the Roaring '20s, how the little machine gun Kellys and stuff just kept it up. You know, walk into a bank, and the St. Valentine's Day Massacre is what did it. And I wonder what it's going to be in America that marks the beginning of the end of motorcycle clubs as we know them today. What is going to mark the end? What's it going to be? St. Valentine's Day Massacre? Some sort of thing where everybody sees such a public spectacle that they just say, no way, we're done. No more motorcycle clubs. And I just think maybe these guys don't get it. Or maybe they don't want to get it. It's going to be a sad state of affairs when we lose the freedoms that we have gained because some folks just won't damn get it. They won't understand. It's no longer the crotch rocket club that's popping wheelies that's getting us in trouble with the cops. These guys are off the chain with all this. They need to get together somewhere, form some kind of committee, and get it worked out. Part of the fact is, I think there used to be territories. Used to be damn territories. Them states are yours, these states are ours. Those days are gone. No more territory days. Now it's all open territory. Everybody goes everywhere. Then you get these young guys in the club. Nobody can deal with these young guys. They headstrong, trying to make a name for themselves. And they always want to make a public name. So it makes me wonder, what the hell is causing this problem? Is it really us? Is it the 99? I don't think so. You and your brothers passed me Friday morning in Yuma, Arizona. I was in my 18-wheeler. You should have honked at us. So anyway, I'd like to see these guys come together, and I challenge them to find some kind of common ground and get on it. We could be 10 years away. And I don't know if you guys are seeing the cases, like, it's getting to the point you can't even ride a motorcycle if you're wearing certain colors or certain support gear from certain motorcycle clubs. You're getting pulled over in places like Texas. Texas is like the ground zero for the new, I call Texas the new Australia. And states are watching Texas like they watch California to see what the hell the going to be able to do about it if this works in Texas. And it's not like they make laws like, they'll make laws like you can't drive with this set of colors on, knowing that the laws are illegal, knowing that they don't pass muster, but knowing you're going to need $5 million to go to court and prove them wrong. That's what they know. Another shooting in a public place, and you wonder why. I remember my club had a club that was met at us. It was really silly over a woman, of course. The guy shows up from the other club, shows up to where our bike night was, and says, if you let those guys have their bike night, this place is going to look worse than Waco. Scared that bar owner, our bike night was shut down. Then you wonder why they have their simple little signs. You can ride your motorcycle over here, but no colors. No colors. And you get pissed off and you get to huffing and puffing. But incident after incident after incident after incident in someone's bar. People trying to make a living, trying to eat, trying to support families. Never forget the lady in Texas had those 26 guys attack 2 men. Well, attacked one man and took his colors, and his buddy came running in. 2 guys fighting all these guys in her parking lot. There's some folks call and threaten her, a woman. And you wonder why you see these changing. You can't even go to a biker event in your colors. You can't even go to a cool biker event. Someone says what people fail to realize is just not going to hurt that MC. It's going to hurt everybody. We have to stay on the road and not run off the road. We have to I got it. I think I got the meaning there. And so, you wonder why they won't let you in their bars. You wonder why they don't want you at their stuff. Can't really damn blame them. Can you? Can't really blame them at all. Just do us a favor and don't go away mad, just go away. We don't want you here. If you're wondering what I'm doing, oh, can't see me. I'm trying to fix my motorcycle as I'm rolling here. Hate to stop it to try to fix something you can fix while you're rolling. Not doing such a good job of either one. Okay, got it. So, hell, man. What's it going to take for some of these guys to understand? And you got to watch it, too. When it starts to happen, you're going to see them. No, the police are against us and they won't let us have you're going to see it. Well, no, I mean, how many effing bars do you want to shoot up before? We just want to be free to shoot. Well, there are bars, we want to shoot them up. Like, man, look at this Roadrunner. That is cool. As you're coming into Las Cruces, you might be able to see it like over my shoulder there. There's like this cool road runner. I don't know if I can. The thing is like huge. 70 feet tall or something. But, give it a break, man. And then there's a brother dead, and geez, it can't be worth it. It cannot be worth it. Whatever that thing was about, it cannot be worth a brother laying up, sprawled out, gone from us forever. We can't love him anymore. We can't ride with him anymore. We can't share with him anymore. And the families, they look at us all hurt because they entrusted us with their loved one. We leaders of motorcycle clubs, we got to be able to get our people in check. Got to be able to put people's ass out. Sometimes you want a weirdo in your club because he's a strong soldier. Well, every time you turn around, you got to pull his ass out of the fire. He's got something crunked up. He always got something stirred up on the pot, got something cooking. He's a powder keg, just waiting to explode. And try as hard as you must to put an anchor on his ass, he continues to break anchor. You got to put those cats out. Sorry, bro, you got to go. We got standards around here. Every time you're here, you got something started. You're special. You need a lot of attention. You got the other guys riding on the reputation of the club. They ain't fixing to bust a grate. But they'll bring all this rigmarole to the set. So I remember when it was told to me that the reason that we were being regulated is because 99%ers and crotch rocket clubs caused too much trouble, and that was destroying the set. And verily, verily, I say unto thee, I doubt that that's the case any longer. You guys are going to rip this thing up. You're going to shred it to pieces. And it's going to be hurtful for all of us. So this is, I don't know, the warning. This is the soothsayer with the premonition foretelling the future. That's really not so hard to do because 1 + 1 just equals 2. Going to keep it up with these shootouts in these public places, leaving bodies laying on the ground until you get us shut down. And it won't be pretty, and it won't be fair, and it most likely won't even be legal. But it's damn sure going to happen. It's what I would do. It happened to, used to be mobsters running around with Thompson machine guns. Thompson machine guns were once perfectly legal. Thanks to those mobsters, you got to have, the normal average everyday citizen will never own a machine gun. Now they're trying to take AR-15s. It always stems from something. It always stems from somebody's overreach. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go into a church and shoot all the parishioners. Oh, that was a great idea, Geronimo. Real brilliant. And you guys got to get this shit together. The smaller clubs are depending on you guys to get it right. Mom and pop clubs, looking at you guys, you call yourselves the top of the food chain and you've got all the years of protocol and history and blah, blah, blah. Use that stuff to put some peace on your set. to say you're not a gang, and people laugh at me. Motorcycle clubs are gangs. Yeah, in a pig's eye. It's just hard to say that when every time we look around, here we go. Oh, they were just fighting hard. That's not. So that's, that's my 2 cents. Out here riding my motorcycle across America when all these headlines hit my... And before the news even knows what's happening, before they even know what started it all, motorcycle gangs get in a fight. Because that makes good reading. Sells papers, sells advertisement. It's salacious. People like to read that stuff. So we ain't never going to get a fair shake in those papers. And sometimes we don't deserve a fair shake because we ain't doing fair shake stuff. So think about it. We pray for the families of the victims and stand solemnly in understanding and with our sympathies for your loss. I'm Black Dragon, that's my 2 cents. Thanks for tuning in. Get skinny.